If you ever feel stuck between the things that you're dreaming about, the things that you want to manifest and call into your life, and actually making those things happen, today's video is for you. Today, I'm recording this video on February 2nd, which is a portal day. This is a powerful day for manifesting the things that you want. It's a great day for getting clarity about the direction that you want, your deepest desires for the things that you want for your life and for your business. And it's a really potent time to call in the things that you really want in your life. So this video is a little different for me. I have never done like a journal with me kind of video, but I'm excited to try it. I want to give it a go. You let me know in the comments if I should continue on with this type of content. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you a simple process for manifesting what it is that you want in your life. A simple process that doesn't have to be done on 2-2. And if you're wondering what the 2-2 portal is, I'm going to get into that here in a minute. But essentially, I'm just going to share with you a very simple journaling process that isn't perfect, but is something that can help you be a tool in your life and your business to help you realign with what you want and to help you get more clarity. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say that even though February 2nd or 2-2, this powerful portal day, is a really great day for manifesting what it is that you want, I want to just put this out there because I know so many of us struggle with perfectionism and thinking that we need to have everything lined up perfectly. And if we don't do it on the portal day, we're going to miss out on the activation and the potency of this particular day for manifesting. I just want to remind you that it's not even so much about the day, it's the energy behind it. It's the energy that you're putting into it. So anytime you bring intention to something, anytime you make something feel purposeful and you're doing it for the right reasons, it's going to have potency. It's going to be amplified. It's going to amplify your manifestations and your desires. If you can catch it on a time of the year, whether that's aligning it with a new moon or maybe a Sunday ritual or something. I mean, I think it can always make it a little more powerful. But, I don't have a perfect journaling practice. I'm not consistent with journaling. It's something that I'm working towards. I would love to have like a morning journaling practice with a cup of coffee. It's just not the reality of my life at this point in time, the season that I'm in. Even though I'm working towards that, I think we can still do it imperfectly and know that it's still okay. So what I like to do is try to take advantage, even though I can't journal every day, I can journal on February 2nd. I can journal maybe with the new moon. I can journal on my birthday. I can journal, maybe when I'm really stuck with a decision and I need that extra support and I need to call in a little more clarity or a little more alignment with the decision and helping me make those decisions. That's when I turn to my journal. I'm going through some really big life transitions right now. Things are very difficult. I have a lot on my plate, and I've been turning to my journal a little more than I have in the past to help me work through some of the pain and help me sort of kickstart, I guess, some of the healing that needs to happen in order for me to move forward. So I just wanted to share with you that this is a simple practice. You can use this practice anytime you need to have clarity in your life or in your business. Anytime you want to call in something that's different than the experience that you're having now, use this practice. This is a practice that can be done anytime, not just on a 2-2 portal day, not just with a new moon, like anytime you need. You can use this process, this very simple journaling process for clarity and to help you just kind of check in with yourself and see if you are in alignment with what it is that you want or to help you realign with the things that you want. Okay, so let's get into the practice that I do that's super simple, that I'm excited to share with you. But first, let me share a little bit about what the portal is. So there's somebody that I follow on Facebook. She's an intuitive mentor, and she's very intuitive, and she was doing readings for the 2-2 portal. And she shared a link to somebody who knows so much more about these portals than I do, who can explain it a lot better. I've been following this girl for a while as well. Her name is Alex Miles, and she is on Facebook. I'm sure she's other places too. But I want to share with you just what she says about this 2-2 portal so that you can have an understanding of why this day is important. And again, remember, you can take this energy into any day, but if you happen to catch it on a day like today, it's a really great time to really get clear about the direction that you want to go for your life and what you want to manifest and what you want to call in. So Alex says, a powerful shift is happening on February 2nd, opening the 2-2 manifesting portal, a cosmic gateway that accelerates your ability to turn dreams into reality. The number 22 is known as a master builder in numerology because it holds the power to create something meaningful, lasting, and extraordinary. This is your moment to connect with the universe's energy, focus on your deepest desires, and take bold steps toward your biggest goals with clarity and purpose. The date 22 carries the energy of the number 2, which represents balance, harmony, partnerships, and duality. When this number appears twice, it creates a powerful portal of endless possibilities, amplifying everything you focus on. Whether you're dreaming of success in your career, looking for deeper connections in your relationships, or seeking personal growth and spiritual alignment, this is the perfect time to set intentions. Even if it feels like nothing is changing right now, trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, arranging people, situations, and opportunities to support your journey. Okay, so she has a whole post about this on Facebook, which I will leave a link to the post below. If you want to check out Alex's page, she has a lot of really great information about this kind of thing. If you're really into spirituality and energy and intuition and like manifestation, she talks about this in a very simplified, articulate way. So I'll leave a link to that below where you can kind of catch the full thing. So we're kind of following a little bit of her process mixed in with a little bit of the way that I do it. And this is just a process for you so that you can use the portal to help you access what you want and get clarity about what you want and be able to really like maximize, I guess, the potential of your manifestations. I'm really excited to get into this video today. It's a little bit different than anything that I've done to date. And I do want to share more about journaling, my process, and all of that here on the channel. So if this is something that you like and that you want to see more of, let me know in the comments below. Just tell me if you want to see more content like this, because I think it's going to be fun. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to show you is let's talk about the tools, because I think honestly, making this process intentional, it has to feel good. I think part of the potency of anything that you create in your life is that it's so in alignment with your joy. It's so in alignment with your soul and how things feel. That's what really makes it potent. That's what really amplifies the manifestation. So I think it's really important to have tools that really speak with you energetically, that feel good to use, that feel sacred in a way. But again, I don't want you to overthink this and think that everything needs to be perfect. If you don't have the right pen or the right journal or the right, whatever, I don't want you to let that stop you, because it's really the thought and the intention behind it. But for fun, I think it's always so good to align with your joy and like what sparks joy. And for me, I want to share with you, this is my journal. And this is like a new case that I have. My mom got it for me. I think it was last year at Christmas. I do like this case. I don't love the feeling of it. I think I would prefer like something more leathery, but I like that it can kind of hold some stickers. It can hold my journal. I can put several journals in here. There's a place for some pens and things like that, which I don't really use, but this is my journal. This is pretty much the only journal that I use, that I love, that I feels really good and nourishing to write with. Like it just feels so delicious. Kind of like a weird word to use, but that's how I feel. So the journal that I use this is an A5 Stalogy, and I will link anything that I can in the description below. I just like this because the paper is very thin, which some people may not like, that this paper is very thin. This is the kind of paper that if your ink is a little too like wet, it's definitely going to bleed through. But the paper is very soft and is very silky. The pen that I like to use is, I love to write with a fountain pen when it comes to journaling. My favorite is this guy here, and I actually forget what it's called. Starts with an H. This is my absolute favorite pen. I just put some washi tape around it because I have several of these, and this one has like a really beautiful brown ink that I love, and then I have other ones with like black and blue ink. I have multiple of these pens. They are a little leaky. I'm not going to use it for today's video, but my kind of go-to that I just kind of carry with me everywhere is this Lamy fountain pen. I believe it's a fine point. I can't remember. This one's a medium point, so it's a little thicker. I tend to like the fine point a little more. This one will have a little more ink kind of come out. But the reason I like to use a fountain pen is because it just flows so nicely. I don't like the feel and the sensation of a scratchy pen on paper when I'm writing. I don't like the sound. I don't like the feeling. I can't handle it at all. So if you want to get like super fun and creative, okay, because we want to make this process as fun and creative as possible, stickers. Stickers are so fun. I have so many stickers. I have a massive sticker collection. These are some of my favorite. I don't know if you can see these. Because I live in Canada, it can be kind of tricky to get access to, like, I find a lot of cool stationery that isn't like really expensive to have shipped here or whatever. So I do buy a lot of the stickers that I get from Amazon, and I get some from Etsy. Those tend to be the two places that I mostly shop for stickers. Even sometimes the dollar store. There's one dollar store in the city that has decent stickers. You can use things like stamps and just like cool things like that. Maybe you like I like to use washi tape. This is super fun. I have such a huge washi collection. Like, these are all so cute. I have like everything you can imagine, because when I journal, for me, it's like a meditative process. It's the act of being present. It's the act of like showing up for myself and doing something that feels good. Sometimes, yes, it's just like a brain dump and I don't use any of these things. I just need to get the thoughts out of my head onto paper because I'm carrying the weight of something that is just too heavy, or I need clarity and I just need to like kind of brain dump. But a lot of times, especially if I'm doing something like this, like doing a manifestation and calling something in, I want it to be fun. I want it to feel really good. So I like to go a little all out and do some sticker journaling and all of that kind of thing. There's so many other things. Another tool that I'm using that could be really helpful in your practice is I'm using this Canon Ivy. This is an older printer. So what I have done is, one of the tools that I'm using to help me with my manifestation for the 2-2 portal is a, what do you call it? An oracle card. I had somebody I know, and I'll leave the link to her below, her business. Her name is Heather. She's an intuitive. She's like an energy healer, I guess, somebody who does readings. And she pulled this card for me for the 2-2 portal. And what I did was I just took a picture of the card. I took a screenshot of it from my phone, and then I used my Canon printer to print off the card. And what I will do is I will stick it in my journal, and then I'm going to journal on this card. So this is another tool that you can use. I didn't really look at what. I just pulled out some oracle cards. If you have oracle cards or you have tarot cards or something, you just want to draw a card for like the 2-2 portal, or like when you're trying to call in something, you're trying to manifest it, pull out a card and you can journal about it. Like, keep it really simple. You don't have to do a whole spread. I don't often have time to do a whole spread. I need everything to be very simple, very doable. Pull out a card if you want. I'm going to give you some prompts in this video that you can use to help you go deeper into your portal practice, to help you get clarity about some of the things that you want. But if you want, you can do this stream of consciousness style. You can pull yourself a tarot card or an oracle card, and you can just write and just do whatever comes up. There's no right or wrong way. I'm going to share a simple process, but you do you, however this feels really good for you. My whole intention of creating this video is, one, I was doing it anyway, so I wanted to share like what I'm doing, but also to give you inspiration, to give you something to run with, so that you can start to get more in alignment with the business that you want, the life you want to live, the people you want to surround yourself with, the health, the money, the whatever that looks like for you. Let's do this. So that's some of the tools. If you are a journaler, what tools do you use? What is a really good notebook that you found? Drop us a comment below and share with us what kinds of things you like to use in your journaling practice. Okay, so now let's talk about getting started and how you can set yourself up to make this very intentional and to increase and amplify that potency that we've been talking about. No matter what day of the year you're doing this on, doesn't have to be 2-2, but just let's talk about how we can make this super intentional. So the very first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to like just kind of get a space set up that feels like really good for journaling. So, I like to just carve out a little space. Usually it's on my kitchen table. That's usually where I'm doing most of my journaling. I'm up here in my office today because I'm recording this YouTube video, but it really doesn't have to be anything that crazy. Just make sure you have the space and you have the tools that you need. If you're doing oracle cards, then take out your oracle cards. If you need to have pictures printed or whatever feels good for you, take out whatever it is that you need and just rearrange your space and make it super comfortable. If you want, I suggest you can, make sure you have a hot beverage and you're all ready to go. You've got some coffee. Another thing that you can do is you can light a candle. I could not find a lighter today to save my life, so I'm not lighting a candle. But normally, especially for a portal day like today, I would definitely be lighting a candle and I'd be playing some soft music. Normally, I'm not doing this and recording at the same time, so I feel like a little bit disjointed, but we're going to just roll with it. I don't have a candle, but that could be something that you want to do. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a really deep breath and just get centered. Okay, so the very first prompt that I'm going to give you is, what am I ready to call in? So this is like, what are some of the things that you really want to see happen for you in your life? What do you want to manifest this year? Do you want to call in financial abundance? Do you want to call in a new, deeply connected, nourishing relationship? Do you want to call in, better health and more travel? Like, what does that look like for you? So this is where you can either just use the prompt to write stream of consciousness style. You could pull like a tarot or an oracle card to help guide you and just write whatever thoughts come up here. There's really no right or wrong way. I am going to just kind of put some decoration on the page to kind of get me started, because that always helps me kind of get in a mood for journaling. And I really don't overthink this. Please don't overthink this. This is like meant to be a fun thing. So I'm going to just show you kind of what I would normally do. And you're going to see that this is a very messy process. And I like to keep this part very simple as well, because you can get, perfectionistic, but that's not what we're doing here. I like flowers and things like that. So we're going to try. These are really cool. I don't know. These are like, can you see these? These are washi stickers. These are my absolute favorite. I don't know that I can find the link for these, but if I can, I will link whatever I can below. I'm just making some decoration on the page. And you know what helps? One of the reasons I like to do this is because it helps me like get inspired. And then it also is, it's not a blank page anymore. I can just write, and who cares? Honestly, who cares? That's the motto for 2025. Like, who really cares? Just do the work, do it imperfectly. The potency is in you showing up. The potency is in you being here and doing the work, taking the action. That's the potency. That's the potent part. I've got this really cute stamp. I love to use stamps, I should say. I've got some ink here. We're going to do this. And I'm going to try this. And sometimes this gets a little messy and I don't like that. But hey, we're just going to go wherever. And that bothers me. But hey, not worried about perfectionism. And okay, so I'm going to add in a little more washi, just like to kind of layer things. And if I was not on video, I might even go a little like kind of more into this part of the process, because I really do enjoy this part. For me, this is like half of the fun. And okay, so we've got a little situation going on here. I'm just gonna try and fix this again. These are like cheaper washi, so I feel like this doesn't happen with the better washi tape. But we're just gonna roll with it. Who cares? Who cares? Okay, so now I've got a little piece of washi here. Kind of layering things up a little. Sometimes I like to go at the top. Sometimes I like to stay low. Just kind of depends. And then let's see what we've got. These are some of my favorite stickers, and I'm going to show you again. These are just so cute. This little girl, she actually reminds me of me when I was young, which is probably why I enjoy her so much. She's kind of got inner child vibes, and we're just going like that. So this is me starting off the page, and I'm just going to make sure that I have the date on here. What am I ready to call in? I am now just going to kind of reflect on this question a little bit. I'm going to think about it, and I'm just going to start writing more stream of consciousness style. If you use like a card and you pulled an oracle card to help sort of guide your direction for what you want to call in for the year, you can go ahead and do this however you like. But just start writing down anything that kind of comes up. You might want to set a timer for this. I'm going to give myself just a few minutes to just kind of write, and whatever comes out is perfect. And then I'll move on to the second prompt. I wanted to share with you kind of what came up for me during that. I think I might go back to this question a little later and add in more things, especially as the day goes on. I might have more ideas about this, but there's kind of generally three things that I'm feeling kind of called to right now in my life. But the overarching sort of theme of everything is just stepping into deeper alignment with who I am, the person that I am, how I want to live, how I want to be in this world, how I want to parent my children, just how I want to spend my time. So much of the past several years, a very long time, I've been feeling really misaligned in my personal life. And I'm really at this time in my life feeling called to be in greater alignment with the things that I love and what a life that feels more like me. So three things that kind of came up for me right now is I really want to call in better health, more renewed health and renewed energy. My energy has been feeling like sucked dry for decades, honestly. And I'm at a place where there's things that I could be doing physically with my health. There's other things that I could be doing, how I'm spending my time, the things that I'm putting my attention to that have been kind of taking my energy away. It has been basically a huge energy suck for me. So I want to focus more on my health and having more energy in my life. And I think a big part of that is going to come from just being simply more in alignment. But I know that there are things that I could be doing health-wise, like just eating better, having a better sleep routine and hygiene and things like that. That's one big area that I really want to manifest this year is I want to feel really good in my body. I want to feel really good when I wake up. I want to feel rejuvenated. I want to feel like I slept really well and have the energy to kind of sustain me so I can do the things that I enjoy in my life and have that kind of energy carry me through. The second big thing that I really want to call in this year is greater abundance, more financial abundance. But a big part of that for me is I'm ready. I'm kind of at a place where I really have been focusing on YouTube. It feels like a really good creative outlet for me. There's a lot of reasons why I'm into YouTube right now, but I want to kind of go all in on YouTube and I want to grow a much bigger audience than what I have, grown a very engaged audience so that I can earn income from YouTube, that I can be at home with my kids, full time, be a good mom, do all the things that I want to do with them and have this income source because I do have a child with a pretty complex disability, pathological demand avoidance for anybody who else might be going through something similar. And it takes up a lot of my time and my energy and my days are very unpredictable. And my kids are home with me. Kids with PDA often have school refusal and they struggle very hard at school. So a lot of my energy is home with them and doing what I can to support them. And so I really want to have this business where I can not be working all of the time and still feel financial abundance. And the third one is I'm going through a divorce. We are looking for a new home, me and my kids. I really want to find something that I really want to call into my life. This right now that I'm ready to call it is like a really beautiful, harmonious, peaceful home that feels inspiring, creatively inspiring, that feels cozy, that feels like a sanctuary. And it reflects who we are as people. Because me and my kids, we're all very creative, especially my daughter, she's always into crafts. We're always liking to do creative projects. I want to have a space in our new home where that's just kind of out all of the time. We don't need to be packing everything up and putting it away. Like we can have a dedicated space for that. And I really want to have this home be like a sanctuary where we can entertain people and have friends over. And it's a space where people like to come because it's got good energy and it's homey and it's cozy and it's inspiring. So that's the other major thing that I really want to call in. So I'm focusing on health, I'm focusing on financial abundance, and I'm focusing on a cozy, creatively inspiring sanctuary of a home for me and my kids for this next chapter. Okay, so now that you've had some time to think about what do you want to call into your life, the next stage is to bridge the gap between just kind of dreaming and actually doing. So it's really nice to have all of these manifestations, but what really helps bring things to life is the tiny steps that you take every single day to work towards that thing that it is that you're calling in. So I'm a big proponent of, just taking simple, small actions and getting clear about what those actions are and trying to do something every single day that kind of puts you more in the direction of what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to call into your life. So the next prompt is, what's one small action that I can take today? Or what would be the first action that I can take to get me started with whatever that thing is that I want to call in? So I'm just going to write out some actions that I can take. I'm going to reflect on each of the things that I said I wanted to call in, and I'm going to write down one action that I can do today to get me started, or one action that I can do this week to get the ball rolling and headed more in the direction of the things that you want to call in.
So you can learn to be kind. What a start.
So now I've written down all of the actions that I need to take care of. So instead of just writing one action, I just listed out the things that I want to call in, and I put them under headings like deeper alignment, renewed health and energy, grow my audience, financial abundance, and then having this cozy, calm, creative home. And then underneath each section, I just wrote out a number of actions that I could do. Some of them I've already begun because I've started this process already like a few weeks ago. But some of them I just had new ideas on things that I could do. So for deeper alignment, I could journal and I can just write out what it is that I want. What do I want to align myself with? And another action that I thought would be really helpful here is to write out what my ideal life looks like, what my ideal day looks like. And then I can record myself, write this out as if it's already happened. Where do I want to be, let's say, 1 year from now? What do I want my life to look like? And I can record this, create a visualization, and then I could listen to this visualization every day or have it as part of my morning or my nightly routine. The second one is for renewed health and energy. And some of the things that I could do is making sure that I turn off like electronics by 9 p.m. and I'm reading instead. That's one of my goals. And I have a better like nighttime routine, a stronger nighttime routine to kind of get me ready for sleep so that I have really good sleep hygiene. And the other one is I've already started the process for working with a holistic nutritionist, but I haven't completed the intake forms to get that process started. So that is definitely one action that I can take even today. I could check that off my list. Certainly by the end of this week, I could have that intake form completed. The next one is growing my audience and creating financial abundance for myself. One of the ways that I'm doing that is through consistency on YouTube. I'm trying to post one video every week. Maybe it'll be more on some weeks it might be more and some weeks it's going to be less. My action step here is to create like a content plan that is sustainable for me, which means it's going to have built-in breaks. I'm kind of looking at the year to figure out what are some times that I know I'm not going to be online as much. How can I kind of be prepared for those times so I'm not just completely offline for 2 months? And the other thing is to create, and I've talked about this in other videos, is to create one cornerstone piece of content every week. That's kind of my plan, my intention here, to grow my audience and build up my YouTube channel, and then so that I can start to branch out, and who knows where this could go, but like create passive income products. Already my YouTube channel has brought in more people into my newsletter list. It's brought people onto my Substack, just getting more eyes on the work that I do. And so that's kind of what this is. This is a little bit of an experiment. But by the end of this year, or certainly in 1 year's time, I'd like to feel that YouTube has paid off a little bit, and it's at least brought more of the right people into my sphere and into my work who have discovered me and who want to work with me and, take my courses or maybe work with me one-on-one. So that's that goal. And then the final one is my cozy, calm, creative home. Well, some of the action steps that I have here is to create a vision board for the home that I want. So start to collect images that feel really nourishing and in alignment with the kind of home that I want to be able to have. And I can write out like what my ideal home list is. So all of the things that I want, things that I know that I don't want in a home. I've already started working on that list, but I can tweak that and add a little bit more. Another action step is to get my mortgage pre-approval so that I know how much I can actually spend on a home. And then I can start to take more concrete steps towards actually buying a home and being ready. If a home comes on the market, I can be ready for that step when we're ready to take it. And just, I've already started to collect things. I've been on Facebook Marketplace, and then I have plans to go to the thrift store, just start collecting things that I love that would help me create this cozy, creative, kind of calm, nourishing home atmosphere that I really want to create this year for me and for my kids. Okay, so the final stage of this simple portal practice is to ask yourself, what do you need to release in order to make space for the things that you want to call into your life? I have done a more in-depth video on letting go and making space for the things that you want to call in, and I will make sure to link that in the description below so you can check that video out if you want to have a more significant process for the letting go. Maybe you have a lot of things that you feel are really blocking you from getting the things that you want and standing in your way, and you want to make that process a little more significant. That could be something that you do in addition to this portal process. If you want to amplify it a little further, maybe it's something you do at another time. Maybe you just write out some of the things you need to let go of now and you refer back to that video so that you can actually go through the process of letting go to really signify the release to the universe that, hey, I'm ready to let this go and I'm ready to call in what it is that I want. So for this next question, you're just going to write down all of the things that you need to release that you feel are standing in your way from getting those things that you want. What do you need to let go of? Let's just write stream of consciousness style and see what comes up. So many things came up for me, but one of the big things that kept coming up over and over and over again is this belief that I am worthy and deserving of the things that I want, that I'm deserving of having joy and happiness in my life, and the things that I love come to me easily, rather than feeling all the time that life needs to be hard. If I want something, there has to be a struggle. It has to be chaotic. And I have written down a number of different beliefs that have come up, but that's kind of like the main sort of theme that I've gathered. So just kind of for you, it could be like maybe there's a person that's standing in your way. Maybe there's somebody that is holding you back. Maybe there are beliefs that are holding you back. Maybe there's a debt or something that you owe that you need to let go of and to get rid of in order to be able to move into the space that you can call in the things that you want. Like there could be so many different things that come up for you. Just kind of have it all down, because the greater awareness you have about these things, the blocks, the things that are standing in your way, the easier it is going to be for you to call in what it is that you want, because then you have identified those things. You can work towards combating those beliefs. If a belief comes up, you can challenge them. If you know there's somebody who's blocking you from getting into deeper alignment, maybe it's time to let them go, whether that's a breakup or set stronger boundaries with that person. Knowledge is really, truly power. So the final thing is I'm not going to do this one, but as I said, if you drew an oracle card, I really like this one. Mine says, pave your own way. I'm actually not sure of the deck. If I figure out what oracle deck this is from, I will link that below. And mine is like the kind of keywords is leadership, courage, forge, and don't follow. I love this card that Heather chose for me, and I'm going to journal about it later and just what comes up for me as I reflect on this. So if you did this part of the process and just chose like a tarot card or an oracle card, just stream of consciousness style, write about the energy of that card. What does it mean and how is it showing up in your life? How is it going to support you in calling in the things that you want and manifesting the dream life and business that you want? So now that we're wrapping up this video, I just want to remind you that the magic is not in the date. It is in the energy that you put behind the words. It's in the action that you take. It's in the intention that you set as you do this process. So whenever you have found this video, I hope that you can do this simple portal practice and just kind of incorporate it as a daily journaling practice, or when you need clarity or when you're feeling misaligned, you can use this practice and bring it into your life whenever it feels right for you to do so. So I've shared so much about what I'm calling into my life for this year. I've shared this practice with you. I would love to hear from you. What's one thing that you're wanting to call into your life or into your business this year? Or what's an action that you can take to help you Move more in the direction of the things that you want and get into deeper alignment with who you are, the authentic life and vision that you have for yourself and for your family. What does that look like for you? Leave a comment below and let us know. If you like a simple process for manifesting your dreams and you want more content to help you build a business and a life with creativity and intention that feels deeply inspiring and nourishing, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again next week.